This is it, y'all. I have officially been laid off from the IRS per the executive order from Donald Trump.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and my name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about worker layoffs. What I can say here, layoffs are the new office trend, except nobody's clapping. 1 minute you on Zoom, the next you're getting restructured. Companies say we are family, then goes you like a bad Tinder date. Not performance related, just means we need you salary back. And they always hit you with that classic, this was a tough decision. Yeah, definitely. Tough for me, Susan. Now I'm unemployed and sad. Meanwhile, CEOs get bonuses the size of small countries. You gave them years and they give you 2 weeks severance and a crash course in LinkedIn. Layoffs now come with PowerPoint decks and pizza parties. If HR schedule a quick meeting, it's game over. Remote workers find out they're laid off where their login stopped working. That's really true. They cut you whole department but kept Steve, who's been managing projects since 2009. Tech bros, retail staff, finance folks, no one is safe. But I can say, guys, this is what is going on right now. I'm proposing you jump into the videos, guys, and let's watch.
I wish I had good news for everybody, but this is very, very serious, and we cannot trust the Trump administration's reports or data. Sorry, Caroline. Far from it. Here's what's going on with company layoffs and the economy. We already know American Axle is suing the Trump administration. They're an auto parts manufacturer because they say the tariffs are putting them out of business and they're getting ready to lay off a bunch of people. We already know that Ford and GM's profits were completely wiped out the second quarter because of tariffs. P&G will be cutting 7,000 white-collar jobs. When I go through the list of companies that are laying off, they all attribute it to decreased global sales and sales within the United States because of economic uncertainty due to the tariffs and the increase in prices because they're producing parts that they have to charge more for, so people are buying less, all again thanks to tariffs. And also a lot of these jobs are being replaced by AI. And I want you to remember that this big beautiful bill put a provision in there for the next 10 years. Not one politician, nobody can touch AI. They can, whoever owns AI services, including Elon Musk, can do whatever they want without repercussions. So MAGA, I want you to keep all this in mind. So P&G is cutting 7,000 jobs. Special mention, Kentucky. Kentucky is getting ready to lose 23,000 jobs because their 3 leading bourbon producers have all filed for bankruptcy. A lot of it having to do with Canada being one of their lead countries that they export their products to that are no longer selling their products because of the tariffs. Let's see. Microsoft, 9,000 jobs. Meta, Google, Amazon's cloud computing arm. Intel, a microchip manufacturer, is laying off 10,000 employees. Zoom Info, Chegg, PwC, Chevron, Boeing, JP Morgan Chase, Cargill, Wells Fargo, Marriott, UPS, 20,000 jobs. Dell, Nissan, 11,000 jobs. Intel, Microsoft, HBC, DHL, BP, Bosch, Jaguar, Sarepta Therapeutics, Alaska Air, Indeed, and Glassdoor, which I find interesting. They post all the job openings, and I guess there just aren't as many job openings anymore. Procter & Gamble, 7,000 employees. Clark's, Allianz, Intel, 15,000 employees. Blue Diamond Growers, Walmart, CrowdStrike, IBM, MasterCard, Cisco, 7,000. They're a food supplier for schools and hospitals and restaurants and you name it. Stellantis, 2,450. Optum, part of United Healthcare. They have clinics in rural areas. They're going to be closing a bunch of their clinics, leaving a lot of people without a job. Mercury Marine, Intuit, NatWest, Ford. The list goes on and on. I just didn't want to sit there and spend the rest of my day writing it all. I am not including all the companies around the world that are also laying off because of Trump's tariffs. This has caused a worldwide economic dire situation. It's not just harming Americans anymore. And the numbers cannot be trusted from the administration. You can't trust their data, unemployment numbers, or what have you because of falling survey responses. Unemployment numbers rely on surveys being submitted to the government. And there's big concern that companies that have already shut down or are MAGA supporting companies are not turning in their surveys that they lost jobs. They eliminated jobs, causing higher unemployment. Because of budget cuts and staffing shortages in this administration, and because the Trump administration disbanded the advisory committees that are there to confirm statistical accuracy of data coming out of the Trump administration. When we look at the unemployment rate and how Caroline Levitt and others portrayed as it's low, there's one number that's disturbingly high within that number, and that's the highest number to date. Over 25% of the jobs being occupied right now in the United States are leave those employees what's called functionally unemployed, meaning they make under $24,000, don't have any benefits. So they're essentially unemployed. They're in poverty. Over 25% of jobs in the United States are filled by people who are functionally unemployed because of how poor the pay is. And so that makes the unemployment rate look like it's great. There's so much more to the story. But MAGA, you're part of a lot of these layoffs for sure.
Okay, guys, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. I've just decided that it's going to be very good to add more statistics in my show, and I hope you enjoy such content. Please like, share, subscribe. It's really important to grow my channel. I do appreciate this, guys. And let's jump in the next video, guys.
Hey, you guys, you've probably seen these dismal job numbers coming out of the Trump economy, which is creating some of the worst employment numbers in a decade. So what's Trump do? Fires the person who released those numbers instead of actually making a real plan. And the reason Trump can't make a real plan is that for Trump, like all these billionaires from Betsy DeVos to Charles Koch to Elon Musk, the plan is actually cutting jobs. And if they can't cut jobs, cutting worker pay. They don't have an economic agenda apart from making the rich richer, keeping working families a source of cheap labor, and doing some union busting to make sure all that actually happens. Firing one more worker whose job it was to report how many other folks are out of work is just the latest proof that for these billionaires, the fix is in.
Yeah, guys, from this reports, I can see that probably something is coming. Recession, something like this. Now, the main thing here, we need just to be ready for it and be prepared for it. So that's why I'm doing these videos for you guys. So let's jump in the next video, guys, and watch.
If you have less than $1 million in assets, please listen to me very carefully. The market right now is down 1,600 points again today. We are not only headed for a recession, but a possible depression. Okay, so what's the next domino to fall when markets crash? Companies are going to start announcing mass layoffs. If you have a job, okay, and you don't have at least $1 million in assets to ride out this wave, please go to your boss and say, Is my job secure? And if the company starts to pursue layoffs, what would I need to do to secure my job? Take on other duties, work more hours, do whatever you can, because getting another job to replace the one you lose is going to be extremely difficult in this economic environment. And it doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. It's getting worse by the hour. Please protect yourself and your family and your job before it's too late.
Good advice, So keep your job. If you have jobs, keep it, Try to make sure that you're not going to be fired, That's pretty good advice, guys. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about it. I'm trying to read all the comments, and I do appreciate for your like, share, and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's jump into the next video and watch.
Hey TikTok family, it's been a minute. Your girl been working hard, but I want to just say this to you that no one's actually talking about. So I'm gonna always continue to talk about mass layoff. They still happening. More jobs are being cut quietly because you don't see it on the news, and if you do, it's just for a moment, just a brief second. It's a new month. Same corporate silence. Nobody's saying anything. And I'm going to say it whether people want to believe it, don't like it or not. Black Americans, black workers have been hit the hardest. Do your research. Read. You got a high smart ass phone that's expensive. Utilize it. HR, I know, has been hit. I tell people, go on LinkedIn. You'll see it. It's right there in your face. Tech has been hit. Customer service. Everything is going AI digital. And everything, nurses have been cut as well. It's just bleeding jobs that we need in this economy. But again, no one's talking about it. It's not the nightly news, okay? Your bills are due, your utilities going up, your food, the prices have gone up. The theft of EBT nationwide, people stealing people EBT left without food. That's not a national news. There was a headline I saw recently, dead ass silence. That's it, okay? They're not going to get those funds back. The states are refusing to do that, knowing it's out of control of the people who have the EBT holders. You just lost out. But yet they keep saying that the economy is strong. How the hell? How? I'm just saying. Where, who, and definitely ain't us, okay? You know what? I've been warning you guys. I've been saying it. I don't know what to tell you, but I will say this. The system is cracking. Whether you believe it, if you red and blue, Republican or Democrat or in between, or you just confused altogether, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. We have 3 years and the damage has already been done. Hopefully, maybe another candidate. And it really depends on what he's doing now, because now he's going still after birthright citizenship. The system is falling through the cracks. And it's going to affect everyone. It doesn't matter about your degree. It won't matter about how much money you have. Because damn it, when you go through that money, then what? Now, if you're a millionaire, you might be safe. I don't know. Everybody living expenses and how their bills are due are different. Their monthly income, okay? So all I'm going to say is I've been alerting. Stay focused. Don't get distracted with what's happening with the small, mediocre shit. It won't matter. Because when you are without, then what? And I'm going to just say this. In this out, when the hell did a damn billionaire give a fuck about common people? I'm going to let that sit. Y'all have a good one.
You guys, let me know in the comments below what do you think about that, Just trying to give you a different point of views here. And I hope you do appreciate that. I'm also trying to give you some thoughts, when I'm preparing for each video. So what I'm trying to say here, even high performers are walking around with the layoff anxiety. You didn't get fired for doing a bad job. You got fired because numbers look better that way. Suddenly everyone open to work with motivation posts and set coffee selfies. And let's be real, job hunting is basically a full-time unpaid internship. And you're sending resumes like confetti, just spraying for response. AI might take your job but not your rent. No loyalty, no warnings, just a calendar invite and crushed dreams. People are burned out, stressed out, and priced out. And the worst part, the same companies start hiring again next month. It's not just business, it's a corporate breakup with no closure. Welcome to the layoff era where nobody's safe but everyone's networking. So this is what I'm thinking about this whole stuff, guys. Really bad times is coming up right now. So let's jump in the next video and watch, guys. I also had the same lady here, so because she has another information that she wanted to share with us. So let's watch it, guys.
Look, I don't know if you all paying attention, TikTok family, but if you're watching the news and you care about what's going to happen to you, and we know TikTok has all these great things and tools, ebooks, and all of this shit and whatnot, quick, easy schemes that they say is so easily to get all this extra money. But if you look and you pay attention, April mass layoffs, I was a part of that. Microsoft laid off 9,000 jobs. This is tech as well, HR and other different positions. Now they're finally officially attacking federal workers. What the hell you think is going to happen? So everybody's supposed to stay in the dark? No assistance, people who worked, paid taxes, did what they were supposed to do. And so now, with this narcissistic regime that we have in office and his little booty lickers of America at his wheel, we're screwed. Now I know we did the boots on the ground. We, black folks, we know how to make it. But this is a different time. This is a different situation. And I'm not saying that we need to scramble and, oh my God, and panic. No, what I'm saying, we have to be strategic in what we do. We're gonna have to learn to get together and plot and save and put whatever we can, because I'm telling you, it's gonna become a time when you better have your paperwork in order. You better have passports. I'm trying to get my stuff together because we don't know. Well, we know God reigns. We know our daddy above. We know what to do, but still, you still got to do the work. And so as I'm reading the news and I'm thinking, like, we got all this bickering and shit on TikTok and all this other stuff on social media across the, board of the platforms. And I get it. We want to laugh, have fun. But bitches, you paying attention? Are you really paying attention to what's really out here? Are you really following? Now, if you got a corporate position, you making great money. I used to be at that point, but shit, I'm here now. And so if you don't plan and having some type of journal income other than what your salary is bringing in, it's hard. It's going to get hard out here. So I just want to bring awareness. I know I've talked about a lot of things just for me on my page and my niche and all that, or niche. But the reality is kicking in. Like, this shit is different. It's a different time of system that we're in. So we need to start paying attention and focus on unity and checking up on each other, because everybody ain't okay. Y'all take care. God bless.
Okay, guys, let me know what do you think about that in the comments below. You definitely need to be prepared. So, if you informed, you're already prepared. This is why I'm trying to make sure that everybody will be prepared, because something is definitely happened and we need to understand that. This is why I'm trying to find all these videos, compile them together, and give this information to you in a very short manner, as short as possible. So let's dive in the next video, guys, and watch.
More layoffs are coming soon. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I want you to be prepared in case you're impacted by a layoff. Now is the time to send your projects to yourself, any documentation of your performance reviews, and any great feedback or awards you've received at work. I know people who have lost access to their work the day they were laid off. Now that you have your work and accomplishments, start your resume. Let's talk about your health. Now is the time to schedule any type of doctor's appointments you've been putting off. And lastly, financially, everyone says to save 3 to 6 months. I would try to save up to a year if you can.
That's good advice. Health, all your work, resume, finances for 1 year. Yeah, I heard about all these financial gurus said that you need to have at least 2-3 months. I agree with this lady that 1 year is pretty good. You know, if the recession gonna hit us hard, we definitely need to be prepared. Hope not, but still, you know, we need to be prepared. Okay, I decided to add another videos, guys. So this video is a little bit sensitive, you know, when you know, the ladies find out that she is gonna be laid off, you know, and emotions is come in the video. So let's dive into the video and watch.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna turn my light off. Hey girl.
Hi.
I think you may know what this call's about. I cannot tell you how sorry that we are, and I cannot tell you how much this is a decision we did not want to have to make. At the end of the day, it just came down to the revenue in, and I'm so sorry, but your position is one of the ones that have been eliminated. It was not an easy decision, Kayla. I know that doesn't help. This is just crappy all the way around. And I want you to know that it doesn't work here for you and the rest of the team for whatever you need in the move forward. I'm gonna walk.
I just think you have our word, Caleb. Well, I've got my ears open. I'm looking at LinkedIn every night. I will definitely pass along any opportunities that I see your way.
Introduce you to anyone, anything. I'm gonna walk you through some details.
What happened?
Oh, I cannot tell you how much this was not about your performance, Kayla. I can't stress that enough.
I don't touch that client.
I know you don't. But that's how deep the cut was. That's how deep it was. We had to eliminate positions. No, it doesn't matter to you, but is it the worst part of this business? Is it the only changes that we can make when the revenue changes are to people? And it's horrible. It's horrible. The decision with you was the hardest by a long shot, Kayla. I cannot stress that enough. I know that doesn't help, but you are beloved. Your performance is good. It had nothing to do with that. We just had to make the cut.
I'm angry.
I understand.
And I hate that I was a part of the decision to be one of the ones that got let go. I really wish you guys the best. This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking.
Only word. It's the only word, Caitlin. And you have every right to be angry. And I want you to direct all your anger at me. It's not okay. I cannot stress enough how gut-wrenching this decision was. And I know that doesn't make it any easier for you. But we're here. And I mean that sincerely. If anything would have changed in the last few weeks, I promise we wouldn't be having this conversation. I promise you that. I wish we were in the same room. I know that wouldn't make it easier for you, but delivering this over Teams is just shitty on top of shitty, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to check on you in a few days. If you don't want to respond back to me, it's okay. That's going to be coming from me personally. But don't feel obligated to respond. Just know that I'm going to be checking on you.
That's
okay.
fine.
You are the one person I would hire again in 1 second. It wouldn't even be a question. Do you want us to stay on longer? Because we will.
I need to call my husband.
Okay, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're on standby for you.
Anytime, Caleb. Thank you.
Yeah, this is terrible, guys, you know, but such things also should be added in the show, and you always need to be prepared. And I feel sorry for this lady. I hope she's gonna be okay and she'll find a good job and she can be satisfied with a new job and she gonna be happy. I'm trying to make sure that everybody gonna be happy. Okay, guys, let's dive into the next video and watch.
Well, so much for the Dell employees pushing back on that return to office mandate. If you recall, back in June, 50% of the workforce, Dell workforce, which is about 60,000 employees, basically told management, we're not coming back to the office, even if that means no raises, promotions, or eligibility for lateral movement. Well, apparently it didn't take Dell management too long to strike back against that, because it was reported yesterday another massive layoff at Dell. This time up to 12,500 folks will be caught up. There was no detail yet on who or where, but that's in addition to 13,000 people that they let go of last year. So 25,000 people here in 12 months, 18 months, something like that. I'd be super curious to see what percentage of the layoffs actually were folks that said they weren't coming back to the office. I didn't see that detail anywhere, but if I find it, I will absolutely share it. And it's just not getting any better out there. So if you're Gen X, especially if you're Gen X, don't even get started on trying to find a new job if you've been caught up.
Yeah, guys, it's getting worse and worse. I can tell you this for sure. And this is what is going on right now. So you need to be prepared for sure. You definitely need to be prepared, and you definitely need to be aware of what is going on. That's why I'm doing these videos for you guys. Please like, share, subscribe. It's really important for me, guys. I decided to add one more video here, and let's dive into the video and watch, guys.
Every time I think I'm not going to get emotional, I end up getting emotional. But basically, this is my second time in the past, I think 3 years, being laid off from, honestly, somewhat of a dream job. And while I'm so incredibly grateful to be given opportunities to work in really cool industries and with really cool people, it is draining. Not only is it really draining working corporate sometimes, but working in a field that tends to have a lot of layoffs, because even when you have a job, it never really feels that secure. And the irony of it is I'm a recruiter, and I have been for the last 7 years. So I literally work in hiring, and I work with people who either lose their jobs or are transitioning jobs all the time. But when it happens to you, you still don't really know what to do. And even when you know that the layoff is not your fault and there's not really much you could have done, even in this last role, I was literally promoted 3 months ago, and then last Friday was my last day. So even knowing that there's nothing I could have done and getting feedback that there's nothing that I could have done, it's hard, because a part of you is really proud of your work and where you've gotten in your career. And so it feels like rejection when it gets taken away from you, and that part really sucks. I did not think this was going to be a come on here and cry video, because I've literally never done that on social media, but I was hoping maybe I was going to have something more inspirational to share. Unfortunately, at this time, I do not. Just know that it sucks, and yeah, if this has happened to you, I'm in your boat, and it's okay, I think, to be emotional about it, especially, I mean, I'm American, so especially living in a culture that really prides themselves on their work and their careers, and attaches a lot of value to that. It's okay to be a little sad. And at the same time, historically, people tend to figure things out and move on to bigger and better opportunities. So yeah, I'm just holding on to that rejection is just redirection, even when it doesn't feel like it at the time.
Yeah, I agree with this lady. I hope she's gonna be okay and everything's gonna be alright with her. Yeah, I'm just hope you enjoy this episode, guys, and please like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. It's really important for me, guys. I do appreciate this. And guys, please be safe, and see you next episode. Bye for now.